2-2 pitch to Jose Abreu. Hammered to left center field. Way back there. It is gone. Second deck. Jose Abreu.
What is up, everybody, and welcome into Flippin Bats. Game 4 of the ALCS is in the books. The Astros even up the series here in Texas. I'm joined, as always, by Alex Curry. Alex, I've been saying it all season long for the last couple of months. The Houston Astros, they play better on the road. We have seen that here the last two nights for sure.
I mean, we officially have a new series right now. And let me just remind everybody, the home team has still not won a game at home in this series. And the Astros came into these last two games with all the confidence and proved once again they are an incredible road team.
Absolutely, and that's one thing I asked Mauricio Dubon about just a couple of minutes ago. Caught up with Mauricio Dubon after the game. Let's listen to what he had to say. All right, if you were to tell 18, 19-year-old Mauricio Dubon when you're playing for the Lowell Spinners and I'm playing against you, that you'd be playing most games in the ALCS and hitting well over 400 in the playoffs, what would you think?
First of all, I got a scar right here. He cleated me a long time ago. I got a scar right here. But it's crazy. It's crazy how life works. You know, I was watching 2014 in Chicago when I hit the home run. I was in the stands, and now I got to play here. It's pretty crazy.
What is it about this Astros team? You go down 0-2 at home. You go on the road. You guys have been doing it all year long. What is it about the road that makes you guys so good?
It's baseball. You can't explain it. I mean, it's crazy. We joke around. We say we should play with the gray uniforms at home, but no, it's crazy what we do. I mean, it's baseball. Sometimes you go on the road. Sometimes you go at home, and it's been working good for us on the road.
Jose Altuve, you hear the crowd behind you right now. Talk about that guy. Leadoff hitter, spark plug for this team. One of the best postseason players of all time. How fun is it watching him play baseball?
It's crazy. It's crazy. I always tell him, hey, you go, we go. You go, we go. You know, his first at-bat is always big for him, and if he goes, we go. And you know, he's a leader. He's a way better person than a player. I always tell him this. And it's unreal what he's, being able to watch it firsthand, it's pretty crazy.
What about watching Yordan Alvarez firsthand? That guy's on another planet right now. What's it like watching that guy play baseball?
Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy. That guy doesn't get a lot of recognition during the season. Playoffs comes, everybody watches. But, no, this is a guy that one of the best hitters in the league. One of the best hitters in the league, hands down. He comes here and shows up.
Congrats on tying up the series. Sorry about the arm.
Got a scar right here.
Ben, once again, the Astros dominate on the road and in this ballpark. And like you've been saying all postseason,
the Astros are inevitable. I have been saying it all season long. They were just down 0-2 in this series, Alex, and heading on the road against the hottest team in baseball that hadn't lost in the playoffs. And now look where we are. We're standing here after Game 4 in a 2-2 series. It's all evened up. Now you got a best 2 out of 3 series to go to the World Series. This is what makes dynasties, Alex, what the Astros are able to do right now. Backs against the wall, 0-2. They've been there. They've experienced that. They've experienced every situation imaginable. Let's go back to 2017 when this run started. Everything's happened to them. They've swept. They've been swept. They've gotten down and they've come back. They've gotten up and they've lost a lead and then they've found a way to win it. Everything imaginable has happened to this team. They've been in every situation you could possibly be in out on the field. Oh, the team takes a lead early? We're fine. We take a lead early? We know how to hold it. Oh, they come right back and tie us up? Well, we're going to put up 10 on your ass then. That's what they've done. They've experienced everything, and they know how to put teams away. That's what makes dynasties. They're never out of it, ever, which leads to momentum. That's what they have right now. They're better on the road, and they were able to come in here and grab all of the momentum away from the Texas Rangers, who had the second longest winning streak in the playoffs ever, behind only the Kansas City Royals. So they had all of the momentum here in these playoffs. All of the momentum was the Rangers. So finally, the Astros were able to beat them. And tonight I thought it came down to what are they able to do with that momentum. Can you keep it? Winning in a 7-game series, winning the World Series is all about momentum. Nobody knows that more than the Houston Astros. They were able to grab that momentum away from the Rangers last night, but tonight it was about keeping that momentum and keeping it going forward, which all starts tomorrow. They have the first game tomorrow. The NLCS will be the night game. The Astros and the Rangers, Game 5 is up first. Justin will be on the mound. So not only have you grabbed the momentum, not only have you used the momentum to propel yourself to even in this series, now you have your best pitcher going in Game 5. In the biggest game to this point of the entire season for the Astros, you have Justin going. There's nobody you would rather on the mound to keep that momentum going than the Houston Astros. And now you have the Rangers fans, the players, their mentality. It can't be good. It can't be good right now. Their mentality, you could hear it here. We talked about it pregame. If the Astros are able to get a lead and to jump out in an early start, this place is going to be defeated. Oh, boy. Here we go again. Oh, no. It's happening all over again. I remember just a few years ago, about a decade ago, we were one strike away from winning the World Series. Twice in back-to-back innings. One strike away from winning the World Series. 2 years in a row that they could have won the World Series, and they lost it. This fan base, the Texas Rangers fan base, they've been a tortured fan base. They just have. We have a lot of Texas Rangers fans on this Flippin Bats crew, and one of them said, I remember 2017 so well. And the second the Houston Astros won the World Series, my first thought was, I can't believe the Houston Astros won a World Series before we did. That's what this fan base has gone through, and you could sense that here tonight. Yeah, they were up 2-0 when they came back here. Yeah, they lost the first one here, and you just felt like if any momentum creeped in, if the Astros were able to get out to a lead at all, then this fan base and the players, we would have to see how they would react. But this Rangers team is so streaky, Alex. We've talked about it all playoffs. They're the only team in baseball this year to have 8 wins in a row and 8 losses in a row. And they were the hottest team in all of baseball coming into the playoffs, the first 7 games of the playoffs, and then they lost it. They lost that momentum. And now they're freezing cold. So now what are they going to do? Are they going to let that 7 in a row turn into a 7 in a row in the other direction like we've seen them do this year? Well, if that's the case, then they're going to be home in a couple days, or in Cancun in a couple days if they're not able to figure this out. So what do they have to do? They have to get the bats going. They did it a little bit tonight. We talked pregame about 1 through 4, and this Rangers lineup was hitting 146 in the ALCS and how that wouldn't cut it. Well, a little bit of progress there tonight, but Marcus Semien, where are you at, man? Corey Seager showed up tonight finally, hit a bomb to the opposite field. Adolis Garcia showed up tonight as well, but 1 through 4 has to carry this team. And right now, they're not doing that. And on the opposite side, you ain't going to win ball games when you're giving up 10 runs. So, lastly, why the Astros are inevitable, especially in this series, their depth. Depth doesn't show up in games 1 and 2 of a 7-game series. It shows up in games 3 and 4 and 7. So they have to walk a very tight rope right now in how to navigate the rest of this series, because you have 2 pitchers right now that you are extremely confident in, Jordan Montgomery and Nathan Eovaldi, and those guys are going in the next 2 games. Game 5 and Game 6, you got those 2 guys, and after that you have an extreme lack of depth where the Houston Astros thrive. Who are the Astros able to turn to in a potential Game 7? Christian Javier, who's one of the best postseason pitchers in the history of this game. Who are the Rangers going to go to? Maybe Max Scherzer? Maybe Dane Dunning, Andrew Heaney. None of those are confident options to me. The depth has taken over in this series, and that is why the Astros were able to tie this series up. They used their depth to their advantage.
Now, you mentioned the Astros have been in almost every single situation you can think of, and they have been. They've been in this exact situation before. The World Series back in 2018, where they went down 2 games, won the next 3, and then lost the World Series at home. What do you think they learned from that experience to make sure that does not happen again?
I think they take a ton from the 2019 World Series against the Nationals where, again, you lose the first 2 games, at home. Then what happens? They win the next 2 games on the road, so that's currently exactly where we sit. We sit exactly where we were talking about in that 2019 World Series. And then they won that next game. So they went up 3-2. Not a single home team had won a game in that World Series. And then they went back home to Houston with Justin and Garrett Cole on the mound. And we all know how that turned out. They ended up losing that series. There is so much you can learn from that experience. We mentioned how the 2017 Astros, there's only 3 guys left from that team on this team. The 2019 Astros, there's 9. So you best believe all of those guys, all 9 of those, learned from that experience and said, we should have won that. We were able to do what we needed to do on the road, what the Astros are doing right now, and then we were going back home with all the depth. We had all the depth. We had every advantage over the Nationals, and we blew it. So, again, that's this Astros team being inevitable and knowing that they've been in every situation thrown at them. And you best believe, Alex, that the Astros are looking back on 2019 against the Washington Nationals and realizing, okay, we're 1 game away from all of the positives taking place, and then we're going to change history a little bit.
It's just so crazy how well the Astros have been playing on the road. I mean, it's kind of the main topic you talk about with every single player, every single broadcaster out here. And before the game, during batting practice, we actually talked to Chas McCormick about it to ask him why.
All right, here with Chas McCormick. Chas, first off, thank you for joining me and joining us. I appreciate it. 0-2 start to this series, 0-2 after the first 2 games at home. But then you guys go on the road where it feels like you're more at home than actually at home. What is it about this team going on the road and being so good?
I think, you can never really count out the Houston Astros. Obviously, we were down 2-0, then we got a big W yesterday. We just have some sort of confidence on the road. I mean, I remember my rookie year after all that stuff in the past and just going out on the road and hearing the boos. And I remember just playing super well on the road and beating teams by 10 and really hitting really well on the road. And that's just carried on for a couple of years now. Obviously, we love playing here. We have great numbers here. I just think you can never really count us out just because we've been in the playoffs for so many years.
Now, as you mentioned, this team gets quite the welcome every stadium that you play in on the road, even though there's only 3 players on this current roster that were part of that 2017 run. So has this entire team just sort of adopted that villain role?
Yeah, I think we enjoy it. I think we enjoy the boos, and my rookie year it was a lot. I was like, holy crap, what's going on? But we're so used to it now, and it's over with. It's in the past, and now I think we just enjoy it, and it gives us some fuel.
No, I feel like nobody gets more of it than Altuve, which bothers me for a whole other reason. But he really does get the brunt of it from everybody, and it seems like Jose, when he goes on the road, whether it be in Yankee Stadium where he has some of the best numbers in postseason history there, or here or anywhere, he gets the brunt of it, and it really feels like with Jose, he's kind of embraced it and just comes out and dominates on the road. What is it with Jose on the road and just how well he plays?
There's just something about him leading off. When he goes, we go. With him especially being able to hit the first pitch of the game and drive the ball and maybe hit over the fence just gets the team going. I think he just enjoys it. He's our leader. He's one of the best teammates I've ever had. He's a great person too. And I just think when he gets on the road, he enjoys it and he gets super locked in, especially for his first plate appearance. And when he takes a drive at that first pitch fastball, he usually also has really good at bats his first at bat. And I just think he comes prepared and he kind of loves the moment.
So what's been the conversation yesterday, today in the clubhouse to make sure that this series goes back to Houston?
Yeah, I just think when we were down 2-0, we were like, this is fine. We're in fine territory, and especially yesterday, we had to win yesterday, obviously. And after getting the big W yesterday, now I feel like we're in the driver's seat. And we just know how well we play here. We know we're capable of making comebacks, and even if we're down, even if we had a lot of ups and downs this year, so we kind of know how to get through that. Because usually, my rookie year last year, we cruised through a lot of teams and cruised through the playoffs. Obviously, this is a little different. We're in a dogfight, but we since we've been in so many big situations, we know how to get out of them.
What is it about this place specifically? You guys are 7-1 here this year. The team plays great, but I don't know if you know your numbers here. You have 500 in this ballpark, which is the best in baseball.
Yeah.
As a team, what is it about this place that you guys just love playing at so much? People are calling it Minute Maid North, you know.
I think we really like the short flight. I think the short flight really gives us a boost of confidence. Like, you know, we don't have a long travel. And it's a beautiful stadium. It's new. This is one of my favorite clubhouses here. I just think with the rivalry we have in the division, the AL West division rivalry with the Rangers, I think, no matter Minute Maid or here, it feels like at home.
Does this feel like a rivalry to you guys?
I think it's becoming one, yes.
Love that. Chaz, thanks for joining us, man. I appreciate it, dude.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, of course, man. Yep.
It definitely felt like a rivalry in here tonight. But
Yep.
let's look ahead to tomorrow's starters because both these teams have their aces back on the mound. Justin Verlander, Jordan Montgomery, the two guys who pitched solid outings in Game 1. Only difference, Justin didn't get much run support. I do not see that being an issue tomorrow now that all the bats have woken up.
Yeah, now that the Astros are here.
Yeah,
in
it's
Texas,
true. Now that they're on the road.
Where they rake. So we'll see. I'm really excited about tomorrow. We get a game. Excited now. Nervous as hell tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm excited. He's going to be a hot mess.
Any nails that I have will just be
They're already
demolished.
gone.
Yeah. Okay. I'm really looking forward to tomorrow's start. Just as a fan of baseball, you get a Game 5 in an even series.
Mm-hmm.
You get Justin against Jordan Montgomery. Justin, obviously, we know one of the greatest pitchers of all time, and he's pitching like that currently.
Mm-hmm.
He's been great for the last couple of months. Jordan Montgomery, in the postseason, he's been unstoppable so far. And against the Astros in Game 1, he dominated, didn't give up a single run. So now we get to run that back, but the series feels so different now.
It does.
All of the momentum was currently on the Rangers' side. And the Astros were playing well, so it's not like it was the momentum against the Astros. But Jordan Montgomery was able to grab that momentum. And the Astros didn't have much offense going for them down in Houston. Now we're here in Texas, and the Astros have all the momentum, and now you have your aces going back out on the mound. Is Jordan Montgomery going to be able to shut down the Astros offense, or are they going to be able to continue doing what they've done the last couple of nights? And is Justin going to be able to go out in a massive swing game in this series now? 2-2 ball game. The winner of this next game, high odds that they go on to win the series. So Game 5 winner is 70% if you can win that game. So you have your ace on the mound in Justin Verlander. You're going against Jordan Montgomery. I am so excited for that pitching matchup tomorrow.
Excited, nervous, full of emotions, exploding
I'm
with
a
tears.
glass case of emotions,
He
Alex.
is. All right, player of the game. Who you got tonight?
It's Jose Altuve.
Has to be.
Has been for the last couple of nights. The guy dominates. The guy's one of the greatest leadoff hitters we've ever seen, one of the greatest postseason leadoff hitters we have ever seen. We heard Chas McCormick talk about it. We caught up with Chaz pregame, and he talked about how good of a leadoff hitter he is and how he's always a massive spark plug for this team. Mauricio Dubon said the same thing after the game. He's our spark plug. We go as he goes. Not only did I feel that and say that last night when we were talking about him, but the team does, Alex, and that tells you everything you need to know. When Jose Altuve is going, the Astros are unbeatable. For the last 2 nights, there has been no stopping Jose Altuve, and there has been no stopping the Houston Astros.
The other thing I really noticed from every player and teammate we've talked to about Jose is they say he's an even better person than he is player.
Yep.
And that says a lot when he is the leader and the heart and soul of your ball team, and in that clubhouse, he's heating up, and this team is looking great.
We were just standing over there. I was getting ready to talk to Dubon, and I was standing right next to Jose, and we were talking for a second. The crowd right in the first row of the stands. There were actually, shout out to all the Astros fans here. By the way, they're still here.
Yep.
We're about, 30, 45 minutes after the game. There's still rows deep of Astros fans back here, and they were out here in full force after the game ended. They were in the first couple rows over here, and I was standing right next to Jose, and they were doing the Jose, 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 Jose chant. And I look at him and say, like, that's pretty cool. And he was standing right next to Jose Abreu, and he goes, that's for him.
Yeah.
And he's just so nice and so humble. And absolutely. And everybody mentions it.
Everyone talks about
he's
how
one
great
of the
he is.
greatest players of all time, but he's a much better person. I love Jose Altuve.
That's incredible. All right, we got to head over to the National League. The NLCS.
Yeah, we do.
Went back to Arizona, and the D-backs finally won a game against the Phillies. Series now 2-1. What was your takeaway from this? Because they did it in walk-off fashion.
Brandon Pfaadt was unbelievable. The best start of his young career. Went out and had 6 punch-outs against the first 10 batters he faced against a Phillies lineup that has been literally unbeatable.
Yeah.
And they have just dominated. For him to go out there in that performance, there were over 47,000 fans in the stands there in Arizona. Shout out to all those fans. The Diamondbacks are so fun. Watch out for the Snakes. I've been saying it all postseason long. Would I pick them right now to beat the Phillies in this series, who look unbeatable? Well, they were beaten tonight. But no, I wouldn't still. But they have every bit of the possibility of winning 2 out of 3. I just think it's borderline impossible at this point to win a game in Philly. I just don't see how anybody right now is supposed to go in there and win ball games. It's unbelievable. Takeaway tonight, though, great pitching for the Diamondbacks. They did enough offensively, and we got a walk-off in the postseason finally this postseason. Good for them. I'm so happy for them.
And you called that today. This afternoon, we
today.
walked in, he goes, D-backs are going to win today.
I just felt it. I sensed it, you know?
Yeah.
I just felt like the D-backs were going to win today. Believed in Pfaadt out there. Look, best of 7 series ain't easy.
No.
And the Diamondbacks, we saw what they just did to the Los Angeles Dodgers. They're no slouch of a team. They ran into the Phillies, who are the best team in the playoffs currently. But this team's no slouch. Good for them. Good for them going out there and getting this victory, walking it off today. 2-1 series now. The next 2 games are at home. If you can win one of those, look, just keep creating chaos if you're the Arizona Diamondbacks.
All right. Today's win, though, here in Dallas, Arlington, with the Astros tying up the series, you know what it really means? We're going back on the road, because we're going to be doing another road trip back to Houston, and we're going back to Buc-ee's.
Let's keep this one under 8 hours, why don't we?
Please, please. Maybe more with this crew? Who knows?
Who knows?
You
never know.
I don't know. Yeah.
But for tomorrow, Alex,
Earlier start.
We will be here in Arlington. Earlier start, 4 o'clock game Central Time, which means
5 Eastern.
5 o'clock Eastern Time, because that's how time zones work. Crazy. Make sure you check that out. Alex and I will be back pregame, as we are every single game of this ALCS and soon to be World Series. And we will be back postgame to do our show as we are currently. Let's do it again tomorrow.
So come hang out with us.
I will be
Let's
a
have some fun.
nervous wreck, and we will be taking you
We
straight up
will
to the game.
love
So
it.
my energy might be a little different tomorrow. We'll see.
Good.
We'll see how that goes.
Vomit
but
on
thank
air?
you all.
Who knows?
Thank you all for listening tonight. What a day, what a game, what a series we have now. It's all knotted up. Game 5 tomorrow. Make sure you're subscribed wherever you listen to your podcast, Apple, Spotify, wherever. We're also on all social media, including YouTube, where you can watch every single thing we do at Flippin Bats Pod for all of them. But that does it here for tonight. We will see you all tomorrow. Peace.